Let's go over how you add buttons to a crochet project. I'm going to be adding these buttons onto my cardigan here. I have to match up my buttons to my buttonholes. You're gonna need a needle, the color of yarn that you're going to be attaching to, obviously your button, and some scissors. So first you're gonna start off by cutting a strand of yarn. So I usually make mine longer, that way I can do all the buttons that I do and not have to rethread my needle 3 times. This is where you're going to want to have a needle with a big eye because yarn would be hard to thread in a small needle. So once we have our yarn cut, we are going to tie a knot at the bottom. So I would put a few knots in. We want to make sure that our yarn doesn't get pulled through our work and stops on the other side. Next, I line up my ribbing, and since I already have this button done, I'm actually going to put this button in, that way I make sure that everything is lining up correctly. Once I have this button lined up, I'm actually going to go through the back, and I'm going to make sure that I pop out of the very top of my buttonhole and pull my yarn through. And then make sure that your yarn stops on the other side. Then I'm going to take my button and thread it through. Then I'm going to go into the other hole of my button and I'm going to put it at the bottom of my buttonhole and then thread that through. And now we're just going to continuously thread through this button to secure it. Once you've threaded a few times and it feels secure, we're going to move to the back where we are going to tie off our 2 ends together. Cut off our yarn. That is how you add a button to a crochet or knit item.